Hello! You are watching this video because you need to add literary devices to your narrative. So we're going to talk briefly about a couple of literary devices that I use in my narrative. So right here in this first paragraph, I thought to myself, why am I doing this? Didn't it hurt enough the last time I was here? My taxi pulled into the circular driveway of the house, bumping along over the ruts built by years of old oak tree roots trying to reach the sun through the asphalt. So here I've got some imagery. Remember that imagery is a sensory experience. Sensory experience, can feel the bumps of the car. So that would be an example of a literary device. I also have built by years of old oak tree roots trying to reach the sun through the asphalt. Trying to reach the sun, reaching out for something is something that a human would do. So I would think of this as personification. Nification, giving human spelling, giving human qualities to the roots reaching for the sun. So right there, I've got two literary devices in my first paragraph. In the second paragraph, I have additional examples of imagery. The shutters were falling away, the gray peeling paint. So this is going to appeal to the sense of sight, imagery, sense of sight. My breathing quickened, steamy breath. I was starting to feel hot despite the icy temperature. So again, I've got multiple examples of imagery throughout my story so far. All you need are two. You need two literary devices. So for your literary devices, you can include anything that we talked about in our notes document. So remember, we talked about literary devices in the third module. If you want, you can go back to the third module, and I've included a link below to a list of literary devices that you can look over. But some of the most common ones are metaphor, simile, hyperbole, personification, irony, imagery. We already talked about that one. So these are some of the examples that we have in our notes document, but you're welcome to go back through and find one that makes the most sense for your story. Find a place where you can add some imagery. This is the key thing. Imagery is really important because it gives the reader a sensory experience. You let the reader experience the story through their sight, through their ears, through their smell, through their touch. What does it feel like? What does the air feel like? So imagery is extremely important. If you don't think you have any imagery in your story yet, find a place where you can put the reader into the story with your description. What does the air feel like? What does their voice sound like? Get that imagery in there. Maybe consider using a simile or a metaphor. Remember, you only have to have two. If you already have plenty, don't worry about it. But make that story come alive with those literary devices. Thank you for listening and keep moving forward.